Right, so the hackers turned off the video. I was saying they stole my playlist out of my daughter's phone. Topics trending in tarot is completely gone. I have to start a whole new playlist, and I don't know who the hacker is that keeps turning on location, going through the phone. Every day I get up, they have ejected the SD card. Silent. It's under silent. This is Angola's phone, but it's in my name. So now I'm gonna, instead of buying the 128 gigabyte cards, I'm gonna buy the smaller cards, the 32 gigabytes, and then after I record something or save it, I'm gonna take it out, all the way out of the phone. Because if you leave it in the phone, you can just, the hacker can still eject it or, export things off of your SD card. So I am getting ready to get more formal. And if I'm running for school board, I'm going to start my campaign in the early months. So definitely by February, I should have my campaign kicked off. And I need more security surrounding being hacked because they're telling a lot of lies. They're really slandering my name. Tuesday, I was at the Santa Marie Mission Church over, let's see, that's 140th and 15th Street and 140th Avenue. And I think Letitia told me about this place, but it's mostly, the area is Mexican culture. It's Suitcase City. But a lot of different races come there to pick up free food. I saw the white guy that used to give me a ride. He passed by, but he didn't stop. Maybe he didn't want to give me a ride. He used to give me a ride to the bus stop, or he'd give me a ride to Hillsboro in Nebraska. But this time he kept going. He had an altercation with a guy he calls Salvador. This Indian guy that wears a scarf around his neck like he's one of those pilots from back in the day when they used to wear the scarves around their neck with the little glasses, and you would see it waving in the wind. I see Amelia Earhart in my mind. So he walked up to the guy and blew in his face, and the guy got upset with him. They called the sheriff, and he was giving me a ride that day, so I just stood there waiting for him while he got the report from the sheriffs, and the sheriff told him what to do. And he's like, did you see it? Trying to draw me into the thing to become a witness, and I didn't see it. So I told him, no, I'm not paying attention when I'm out here. I'm praying that, I get the things I need. So today, Sophia is in rare form. They didn't move the sign-in list, and you're not signing the sign-in list. As I was going up there, there's this girl that lives in the area. Her boyfriend got killed. So there's a little memorial for him on 15th Street. But for some reason, God told me run. So I ran. I had a bag on top of my head because I just left the laundromat drying clothes. And I ran up there before her and I got my ticket. So my ticket said 129 was the last three digits. So she had to have 130 because she was after me. And the guy that came after me, his ticket was 131. And he came behind me. So they write a number, a time on it. They wrote 1220 on my ticket, wrote 1220 on the Spanish guy's ticket. I said, 1220? They don't even, this closes at 12 o'clock. So why does it say 1220? But I haven't been there in a while. So things change. I didn't say anything to Sophia about the time. So I went and got in line. I was behind a Spanish lady, but I walked over to look at something. When I came back, a Spanish girl was behind the Spanish lady that I was behind. She had on red and black checkered pants and a Walt Disney World jacket. So he was standing so close behind me. I said they might be trying to play games, trying to act like I'm here with him. So I'm going to stand up to the side and just remember who I'm behind and go stand there occasionally just to mark my space in line. So I asked him, what number do you have? And I saw his ticket. It said 130 were his last three digits. And it said 1220. So the people that came after us had like 115 as their last three digits, and they didn't have any time written on the back of theirs. So I said, now wait a minute, what kind of shit is this? How could she come 30 minutes later? So I got there about 11:15. How could she come 30 minutes later and get an earlier number than me? Her last three digits was like 115, and they didn't write any time on the back of her ticket. So I said, all right, maybe they're playing games today. Maybe Letitia was back there. They, got some little funniness go on. So I said, I'll just keep watching. So when we get closer up, the Caucasian fellow, he might be Spanish, but Cuban, so he's like fair skinned. He starts calling, is there anybody with 1210, 1210? They go through, and then he said 1220. So I, rushed up there. And then he didn't say it in Spanish, so the lady was saying, well, like what time? And she was fussing with him. So they came, the people that came before, after me, the lady that I'm telling you, was like 115, her and her boyfriend. He was across the street drinking a beer, but he had come over to join her now. They got in front of me, and then a Spanish guy, Spanish black, with one of those neon colored like worker shirts, got in front of me, even though they came after me, right? The ones that got the earlier number, but no time on it. So I recorded, God said, remember, anybody who doesn't have a time on the back of their ticket, they came after you. Because yours was handwritten 1220. The Spanish guy behind you, his was written 1220. The people that came after you, she didn't write a time down for it. So they ended up in front of me now. I said, no big deal. So when we got up, and the Spanish people came and got in front of us because they were rightfully in front of me. But I guess they didn't know what 1220 in English or 1210 in English. So I said, I'm not here to fuss. This is free food. What's for me is for me. I'll, get what is meant for me. So they go on in front of me. Now, it's time for us to go through the line. They start putting food up when it's time for me to get ready to walk down. So I asked Sophia, is there any dog food or cat food? She like, no. And acting, kind of negative because she gave me a ride the last time I was there to the Heartline bus station. And we had, small talk. Now she's acting like she got a problem with me. So I go ahead and sign in legally on these sheets. I don't put my real information on these sheets the way they handle these sheets. Anybody could walk up behind you and find out where you live. And as an activist, I have upset some people, so I try to make myself hard to find. And then somebody else signed in behind me. And she said, don't sign in until it's time for you to go. And so things are changing because usually you walk up and you can sign and 2 or 3 people when you're standing in line. So she like, move back, move back. There's people in front of me, they're not moving back. There's people behind me, they're not moving back. But it seems like she's only telling me to move back. So I just stepped over to the side to create movement, to quench her, whatever she was going through. When I started walking, she's telling me about, oh yeah, the milk, that powdered milk is good. Yeah, I use that powdered milk. Like the power of suggestion, I'm supposed to get powdered milk. So the way my mind works, because there's so many people that don't mind trying to poison somebody for a few dollars, is maybe you should stay away from the powdered milk. And I'm like, no, today we're going to get powdered milk. Standing against my so-called paranoia, right? So I said, how many items can we get today? She said 10 across the table. 10. I said, even with the free things that they sometimes have on the table. She said, no, it's across the table today. So I'm looking and trying to see what's there, and it's not much there because, we're late. But I'm sure they got plenty of shit back there. You understand me? But ain't hardly nothing on the table. So I'm not going to complain. I'm going to make the best of what's available. I don't want cereal because, the Reese's cup cereal are all gone, and Abby likes those. Or is it Angola? I can't remember. But one of the two that are here with me likes those. And I didn't grab cereal. I grabbed 2 of the powdered milk. I said, can I get a third? She said, no, there's still a lot of people behind you. I said, okay. So I moved forward. I grabbed some of the briefs that we use, those disposable underwear. We use those during menstrual cycles to hold the pad in place and so that you don't mess up your underwear. Now that they got fake underwear, you don't have to wear your real underwear. I usually just keep, like 3 pair of underwear that are blood stained for the monthly times, and that way you don't have to mess up new underwear. But with these fake underwear at night, you can put your pad in place and then put on the fake underwears, the pull-up underwears. They're used for people who pee on themselves, but you can use them for your menstrual cycle. And I grabbed a pack of those. There were some of those AIDS kits on the table, but I was like, no, I'm not getting that crap. I'm going to get some soups, anything in cans. It's hard to poison what's in a can. You can do something to it, but it's hard to get poison in that can. So I'm looking to get just mostly cans. So how about when I get up to the top of the table, there is nothing there. Where the canned soups and stuff are, there is nothing, absolutely nothing. So I walked back and grabbed a box of cereal, and I walked back and grabbed some baby food, avocado, pineapple, granola, and banana. She starts yelling at me, you can't come back here. You can't walk back and get nothing. I said, there's absolutely nothing on the table up here. So I'm trying to reason with her. And she's yelling and screaming, I don't care. You can't come back, kid. And I'm like, okay, this fool, ain't no sense in trying to reason with a fool. So the guy is saying, there's nothing up there. The little short, fat black guy with, booty length dreadlocks. He's saying ain't nothing up there. So they're bringing a box up there to put things out. Now she's telling me I can't reach in the box and get soup, refried beans. I see salmon. So I'm taking a can of salmon. She comes, moves the person out of the way, and she's hovering over the box. I said, excuse me, Jerry, I have a problem. I don't have 10 items, and she's telling me I can't get this. Can I have some items out of this box? And she like, see, you shouldn't have did that. You gonna tell on me? And I'm like, tell on you? This sound like we in the kindergarten, grade school or something. I said, no, I'm not telling on you. I'm explaining to him what's going on. So I go back and grab up the 2 AIDS kits because I figure I can do like a YouTube and talk to people about this product. So now she's really angry. So I grab a couple of things. I tried to get the 2 cans of tuna that I saw because it's my turn, right? When you're going through, it's your turn. You can get usually what you want. Now she's telling me, well, I'm going to tell on you. You stole a can of tuna. I said, what are you talking about? I didn't steal anything. She's like, well, you got 2 of them. Well, you didn't say that I could only get 1 can. Usually you can get what you want in that area. There's no limit. But today, with her hovering over the box, I can only get 1 can of tuna, right? So I said, if it's 1 can, it's 1 can, not a problem. So I grab the things that I want and I keep it moving. Me and my husband saw her go to the clinic as a man. I said, girl, you need to quit lying. So I said, Lord, where is this coming from? And I started naming off names. And when I got to Thomas Stewart, he said, Thomas Stewart. I said, okay, so Thomas got them acting this way because of, he's mad that I've been talking about on the internet that he offered me cocaine 3 times and kept talking to me about prostitution and I'm going to have sex with you and I'm going to give you $250. I said, you ain't giving me no $250. Why do you keep talking to me like this? I don't have sex for money. Why do you keep talking to me like this? We're at his house. And he never says why. And by the way, Thomas has never stuck his penis in my vagina. Okay? So I'm just like trying to figure out where he's coming from. We move on to a different conversation. And I think I go in his kitchen and make some coffee or something. So when I get Thomas Stewart is behind this, I'm thinking now, okay, don't even argue with her at all. So I go into my Herb Cohen bag. You Can Negotiate Anything is the name of the book that I got this technique from, but it's called Going Soviet Style. And I go into my Anthony Robbins technique. He said, handle people the way they handle you. So I said, well, I heard a rumor that you killed your husband. You want me walking around telling people Sophia killed her husband? My husband died from cancer. Well, I didn't say you can poison a person and they end up with cancer. And I kept moving. So now she's fussing about that. So I keep moving. I get to the bread. There's like 2 packs of bread out there. Now, mind you, there's 20 people behind me. But because I'm coming through, they done cleared the table. And they only have out the items that they want me to take. So if you done took a syringe and dripped some battery acid in the bread, then I will surely get the bread that you want me to have. Right? Because there's only 3 out here for me to choose from. So I take those 3 loaves of bread and I move on. And when I get to the table to get a cooked meal, I said, are there any more meals? Cooked meals? No, there's no more. It's all out. Which could have been a lie too. Once we get her out of the way, we'll bring back out the offerings. So I'm tripping because I hear Jerry say, well, she's not welcome here anymore. She's not welcome here anymore. I said, wait a minute. Now this is supposed to be a man of God. I think they're Catholic. And he's telling her I'm not welcome based on her violating me. I said, okay, now see, if I was a nasty witch, I would call the USDA or whoever is over the feeding programs and report what she did to me. But because so many people depend on that organization, I don't report these people when they do this stuff. When I got that tainted food at Trinity, somebody put some shit in my food. But I didn't report Trinity because there are so many people that go there every day. Every day. Trinity on Nebraska and Columbus is open every day. And you can at least get 1 meal a day. It's one of the things that I really appreciate about Tampa. Homeless people ain't gonna go hungry if they get to Trinity. And it's a pretty good meal. They just fucking with my plate. You see what I'm saying? And maybe my children's plate. So I said, I'm not going to do that to them because somebody might have paid one person to put something in my drink or put something in my food. I'll find a way around it. So I started asking people to buy me Publix gift cards. And that way the girls and I can go to Publix and eat and we don't have to go to Trinity. Every now and then when we're out of dog food, I will go and, get my food and take it to the dogs. And if you poison the dogs, then I'm going to report your ass to the Humane Society. And if you know anything about this culture, it seems like white people care more about the dogs than they do black people. So you're going under the jail. And I get on through. They give me a bag of plantains. And I asked them if I could take an extra drink because they didn't have the plates, but they still had drinks. So I took an extra drink. And I'm laughing at her, and she talking about she laughing. It ain't funny, and you better keep my husband's name out your mouth. So that sounded a little threatish. So I stopped and took a picture of her. That's against the law for you to be. Somebody told her she took your picture. She said that's against the law for you to be taking people picture. And I said, wait a minute. Now these people trying to set me up to go to jail seems like. So I take my things and I'm praying and gathering them. And I've decided to say nothing more to her. When I get to the meet, the heavyset black guy with the butt length locks said, "You got to take one of these and you can get one other meat. Usually you can pick whatever meat you want out the basket. But today, he's telling me I have to take the chub of sausage and another meat." So I looked through. I said, "I'll just take two of the chubs of sausage." Then I said, "Wait a minute. Let me look for me a steak." So there was a little ribeye steak. So I grabbed the ribeye. And then he tossed the other one that I touched in the basket like he didn't want it back in his buggy. I said, "Well, wait a minute. I didn't take two now because they be acting like you stealing for real." He did this while my head was in the buggy looking for a steak. He done tossed another one in there. So I said, "Wait a minute. Why is this in here?" He said, "Oh, no, I put that in there." So I'm like, "Okay." He said that loud enough for people behind me to hear so that they will not accuse me of stealing free meat. So I exit the gate. I am trying to get over to, what's the name of that store? Bravo. And to Planet Fitness to talk to them about, can we make a $10 payment and work down that $52 annual fee that we didn't pay. We were able to pay the $10 a month for the girls to go there. But when they hit us with the $52 annual fee, that stopped us. Because, I mean, they done blocked me from working at every temporary agency that I'm registered with. I get no assignments. And I know that's the doppelgangers in the background. They probably are getting a check in my name, a disability check in my name. And I work a lot around Christmas time because, I want us to be able to buy the things we want. And the girls both want iPads, and that's $1,000 if we buy the low end iPads. If we get the iPad that Angola needs with the 2 terabytes for her art, that's $3,300, just that one product. So I haven't been able to get any assignments. When I go to the temporary agencies, they don't even come to the front. Ain't nobody at the front desk. Last time I went to Liberty Staffing to try to pick up the 4 days of pay that they still haven't paid me for. So it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do? And I keep saying I'm going to panhandle. But it's like, bitch, they trying to put you in jail. If they catch you with a sign, you're going to jail. So it's like, okay, beg of God. So I've been begging of God. The guy Greatness gave us 5 $100 bills at Brandon Mall in a Christmas card that happened December 2nd, 2023. And we got $20 left and we're holding on for dear life. But we bought coats, scarves, gloves. I got a Moon, one of those $60 massage guns. Massage your muscle with this little gun thing, and it has 6 different attachments. I got the girls' purses. I got outfits for Aset, Angola, and Abby. And I got a Moon, several shirts for the winter long sleeve shirts with the gun. And I bought myself a couple of things. I got myself a, what do you call that thing? Sleeping bag. Some tarot cards from Books A Million. The girls got brand new anime shirts from Hot Topics. Some Nickelodeon socks. And so we kind of went ham. And we got ourselves a power station, a little small generator. And what else? New headphones for everybody. Those are some of the problem items. Headphones and cords. So with the power station, we don't have to charge the battery as much, the car battery as much. And the inverter broke, so that came just in time. Now, as I'm leaving, I'm trying to get over to Bears Avenue from 15th Street. There's a bunch of apartments and a mobile home park, but usually there's a little cut through that you can go through. A guy on a bicycle was coming through. I said, "Can I cut through here to get to Bears?" He tells me no. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not. He was collecting cans. I said, can I pay you $1 to take this bag on your handlebars and ride it up to Nebraska? I'm going to bus 42, and then I'll catch the bus around to Bravo and Planet Fitness on Livingston and Bears. So he says yes. He said, oh, you're strong too, because the shit was heavy, but you got to be strong around here. So he puts it on his handlebars and he's moving along and he drops my bag. So all of the food that I just stuffed down into my clothes bag so that I could carry things without the box is on the ground. He tells me to keep going. He got it. So I ignore him and go put my shit back in my bag. And then I said, don't worry about it. I'll carry it. Because you don't seem like you have the strength enough to hold, a bag, balance this bag on your handlebars. No, I can do it. I can do it. Because, I don't know, I'm thinking he wants the $1 I offered him. So he said, you sure you don't want me to take the bag? We get down to where the store is. There's a Quick Mart and a laundromat on the corner of 140th and, let's see, the perpendicular street is 17th. I don't know. But there's only one little store there between Nebraska and 15th. So that little corner store. He drops off his cans and he says, oh, I can take it now. You want me to take it? I said, nope, I got it. I'll take breaks and get my way on down here. So I'm taking breaks and I finally get to bus 42 over by Sound Exchange and Community Thrift Store. There is a sheriff officer, female, in one of those large SUVs, and they keep coming. I'm already taking pictures of doppelgangers, these cars that keep passing me, that I know are following me because they're already on my doppelganger list, that I am turning into the FBI and the CIA so that they can get that RICO charge of gang stalking. And prayerfully, we can cycle them out. There's a lot of people that are stealing. This digital theft is what I call it, through the internet, through phone hacking. If they have your phone number, cloning your phone and then going through and getting your phone number. I made a mistake and gave this new phone number because we just paid $15 and changed the phone number because I gave the number to Dennis and I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know why I didn't feel comfortable, but God was saying, tell him no, he can't have the phone number. We were at that park across from the pink building downtown, the county center. And we were over there at Charlie's. Charlie gives out like a sandwich and some cookies, and he gives out clothes to the homeless. And he used to give out bus cards, but ever since we started getting bus cards, they stopped, and they give you a pair of socks. So it's a really great ministry if you're out in the world and you don't have a stable place to bathe and change clothes and store your clothes. The socks, alone is worth the going. And they'll give you a Bible and some rosary beads. So he does like a little short sermon for about 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes, and then prayer. And ask you to come to Jesus if you want to be saved. And that day, Dennis made a remark talking about, yeah, people be taking this stuff and selling it. And I felt like he was talking about me because I will take the bus card and sell it for $5 so that I can wash clothes. Now, I'm not thinking that Mr. Charlie is going to have a problem with me converting my bus card that he gave me into laundry money. But I had already given him the phone number, so I told Angola we're going to call and have the phone number changed. So we called and changed the phone number. And they said you got to come in the store and pay $15 or your service will be cut. So it was cut. And I called the Moon and I said, can you loan me or give me $20? He just recently started working and he was able to give me $20. And we paid for the phone to be turned, the phone number to be changed. So I'm in the mall December 2nd, when we leave Sam's Club buying the box of chocolate, and that was the day that the CIA affiliate was there. And we got a $25 gift card from the manager. So I only had to use $25 in stamps to buy this $50 box of chocolate, $52, and we were going to sell them for $2 each and make $100 and pay the phone bill. The phone was off, and Angola was bugging because she is addicted to her Wi-Fi, and I am partially addicted. So Abby crochets. After I asked the CIA guy if he could buy the box of chocolate for the girls, and he's like, no, my ex-wife took my house and I just gave it to her. She's got 5 kids. And so I'm like, wait a minute, this man was sent by, I was thinking Lawrence Alexander Cambridge, but then Lawrence Alexander Cambridge died allegedly July 13th, 2020. So I'm like, okay, there's a lot of con artistry going on. Lawrence is not dead. He faked his death, and they must be stealing his house in my name. So I said, wow. So I'm just asking him questions, really picking him to determine whether or not he's lying. And I determined he was lying. He was giving me a false story, but he was trying to, basically survey me to see if I knew about what was going on, if I was a part of that. And I'm pretty sure he discerned I was not a part of that. And we sat there for a long time because we were able to charge. So we plugged up. Angola was like, Mom, look at these prices. And the prices are cheap in Sam's Club. You can get like a hot dog for $1.50, a beef, all beef hot dog, a slice of pizza for like $1, a churro for $1, a pizza pretzel for $1.98, a large soda for $1. So I gave her the only $10 bill I had. Let me see. Because we hadn't gone to the mall yet to be blessed with the 5 $100 bills yet. We hadn't gotten the gift from greatness yet. So I gave her the only $10 I had because we had the box of chocolate we were going to sell. And she said, Mom, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get that? So after she got everything she wanted, she had spent $8. I said, well, yeah, go ahead and buy it. That buys us more time. We can sit here and charge while we're eating, this stuff. So a young boy that I met at the mall maybe a month prior, he and his friend were really kind, and we engaged in a small chit chat at the bus station while we were waiting at Brandon Mall at the bus stop. And I was like, he said, do you remember me? He said, I remember you. I said, oh yeah. And so we started talking, small talk, and I didn't meet his mom, but I saw his mom and her girlfriend or wife. And I said, your little sister, she's beautiful. Big, pretty eyes and long hair, and she just had a real charismatic face. So we're hitting small talk. I said, hey, you young children, you all tend to have extra technology and extra cords. Do you have any extra cords? We need cords, Android and C. He said, yeah, I got a whole box of them. I said, okay, well, I told Angola, get his information on Instagram or whatever they do so that we can communicate with him, so the next time we come to the mall, we can meet up and get cords. So she's like, looking at me all crazy like, Mom, how do you know a 16-year-old kid? I'm like, girl, I'm in the world. I know everybody. There's 8 billion people here. If I have a need, I will ask a 2-year-old. Because a lot of 2-year-olds walk around with $50 bills. These children, they have chains, they have necklaces, Their parents give them money. And I'm money less thanks to the, doppelgangers, karmic, fraudulent husbands, thieving ass, family members and siblings. So the world becomes my benevolence project. So there was a point, but I've gone so far I don't even know what the point is anymore. So let's round back up. Now I know what the point is. When we are trying to look for the bus stop. We have the suitcase. What's in the suitcase? Dirty clothes that we're trying to take to the laundromat. And we're going to plug up at the laundromat and sell chocolate. The bag was heavy. It's a big suitcase. It's on wheels. And we're rolling away from Sam's Club now looking for the bus stop. But I went through the parking lot because the birds were giving me 4 calls to let me know danger was about. And so I don't want to be on the main street on the sidewalk because it's high. It's like maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I told Angola, let's go through these little side streets because I can pay more attention to the cars that are coming down. We end up on some side street, and I asked this lady, like, hey, we're trying to get back to the bus stop. She's like, well, you can wait here. It'll take you around, but I didn't want to do that. So we ended up trying to find the one by the mall. And God said, walk on to the mall. So we walked to the mall. By the time we get to the little bus station shed there, we had missed bus 37, bus 38, and bus 8. So I'm like, man, bump it. So we go to the food court. Whenever we go to the mall, we pray and we ask somebody to buy us a plate of food, and we treat ourselves to the Chinese cat. It could be cat. And don't try to sue me, people, because many stores, Chinese stores, have been closed down because of, the remains of cats and dogs near the restaurant, alleging that you could be eating cat meat or dog meat and y'all be tripping, but you eat chicken, you eat turkey, you eat cow, you eat goat. Now, of course, you would want to know that you're eating a cat or a dog, but you already eat flesh. Whatever it is, it tastes pretty good, and they do a great job making these sauces and making the meat sweet. So we usually treat ourselves. If we're at the mall, somebody gonna bless us, and we're gonna eat our Chinese. So today I go in, I ask 3 people in line. Everybody says sorry, no. I said, don't be sorry. I mean, shit, life is hard. Hell, it's not, that easy to have an extra $10 you can just give away to another person. So Angola sees that guy greatness, and she says, look, Mom, he looks like he's got money. Go ask him. I said, okay, great. So I go over, I say, hi, can you buy my daughter and I a plate of Chinese food from right here? So he said, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to bless you with this envelope. I'm like, yes! I have been praying. I have been praying. I have been begging of God. So he says, open it. And his guy is recording us, and it's a pretty envelope, so I want to keep it. And he said, just rip it open. So I opened it, and I saw the 5 $100 bills, and I'm like, oh my God. It's true. If you beg God, he will bless you. He will pay you for your prayers. That's the way I look at it. I don't know why. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Can I have a second one of these? Because the storage unit was about $500 with all the fees that they done tacked on, right? So it's like, Aileen, you're being ungrateful. I said, am I being ungrateful? I have the need. And this man got like maybe $20,000 worth of cards. So it behooves me to ask of who can give it. And he obviously can give it. He didn't give me a second one. So I said, okay, so God meant for me to take this $500 and be grateful and jumpstart what I need. It's not enough to spread around to everything we need to do, but we'll figure it out. God's got a bunch of money. So Angola said, Mom, can we go into Hot Topics? And they didn't have Christmas. We didn't have Thanksgiving. They didn't have birthdays. So I'm like, yes, we're going to pop 100 over here at Hot Topics. I'm not going to say no to that. Because I was like, let's get in on the bus and go pay my storage unit and go pay the phone bill. But she asked me about Hot Topics, and I said yes. So we went. She got her shirt. It was $25. Abby's shirt was $25. And then a lady in there gave me a coupon that said $15 off of a $50 purchase. So I'm already at $50. I saw a hat, and she needed a hat that covered her ears. I said, "Ooh, Angola, look at this hat. Some big pants with a chain on it, like the little goth children wear." I thought those were neat. And I was like, "Angola, look at these pants." She looked at them. She wasn't really into it. So by the time we get to the register with the coupon the lady gave us, we spent like $56. And we were out of there. As we were leaving there, I saw this girl that looked like Gucci Man's wife. You know, one of those implant chicks is what I call them. They got breast implanted and the booty cheeks implanted, and they look like a Barbie doll. So I stopped her and I said, "That's not," I said, "You bought that?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Is it hard to carry those breasts? Because I don't understand why people do those things. It seems like it would be hard to carry a big old stack of saline." So I said, "Okay, well, wise investment. It looks good, at least in clothes. You know, she ain't took nothing off, so I evaluate under the clothes. But it looks good in the clothes." So I complimented her. And I said, "So I'm asking questions." She said, "Here, give me your number." Um, she said something about I do a lot of yoga. So I thought, okay, maybe I can open myself up to being friends with somebody. Not really friends, but having an associate. So I said, "Here, let me give you my number. I want to ask you some more questions." I give her the number because I'm feeling myself now. I'm kind of like back to my jovial self. God just blessed me with five $100 bills, and my guard is down. I'm like, "Why did you get that lady her number? You know you're going to have to change your phone number now." After I gave that lady that number, 2 days later, we were at 107 gigabytes. So I'm like, damn. I gave her the number, and the hackers are having a good time in the phone now. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and get as much information about the hackers as I can before I change the phone number. So I started screenshotting the Wi-Fi whenever the phones are hot, because they in your phone. You turn on Wi-Fi, it'll show you what Wi-Fi networks are in your area. And then I would put them up on Instagram and YouTube, and I would write down different the Spectrum 75, Spectrum 25, Icon ZZZ, Tray 1625, and write down their handles so that I could give that information to the FBI and the CIA, and they can, go through their phones and see if they've been through my phone, my daughter's phone. And I need to change the phone number, so I gotta pay $15 and some change. Basically, it's $16 to get a new number. We couldn't even make phone calls, whatever they were doing in the phone. I logged the dates and the times that this happened, so if they have been in the phone making purchases or putting together bogus text messages and stuff, they will not be trying to blame me, because they're trying to set me up and make it like I be talking to people, I be calling places, I be buying shit, and that's not what be happening. So that was the whole reason. So in that one day, I meet a Vietnam veteran who says somebody took his house. His wife took his house, the 5 kids, and it's like, wait a minute. Maybe John Waldron got his money. Maybe John Waldron did steal the cards from my purse and take Lawrence and Rita's cards and bought a house and put it in my name. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. All I know is I'm broke, and they're like, "That dumb bitch, she's a quick lick. We just gonna F over her and her children, live a good life, and let her take the consequences." The ancestors, my ancestors and God said, "No, you will not." So they are going to be accountable for what they've done. And it could be Lawrence or Lawrence's family trying to do some con shit. I don't know. I talked with Rita personally, and she told me, "Oh, my daddy died on June 13th. I said, what? Now, mind you, I'm in her daddy's house. They picked her daddy up, Adam, the RN, two Tampa police officers, picked her daddy up from the house. He walked out the door and got in a non-emergency ambulance. I assume they were taking him back to the hospital over on 30th and Bruce B. Down for COVID. The nurse, Adam, said all his stats were good except his O2 saturation. It was at 51% and he had to go back to the hospital. So I'm looking at Lawrence like, tell them no. I didn't say that to Lawrence, but I was saying that in my spirit because I don't ever tell people what they need to do. I don't want to be blamed for what happens. One time in life, I told somebody what to do. Maybe more than once, but this is the time that I can remember. My so-called friend Angela Martin, I met at HCC. I was telling her, girl, don't take that. Don't take that. That's gonna mess you up. And I had the prescription for nutritional healing by Dr. Bach and his wife, Nurse Bach. So this had to be one of the first 3 editions because they're both doctors now. And I think divorced. And we were looking through that book trying to heal her. She had muscular sclerosis, MS. From going to the military. I helped her get her 100% benefits. She got $102,000 and gave her best friend $0. They were trying to take the twins then, and I asked her if she would loan me or give me, I can't remember which one, $5,000. And she said, you got to talk to my sister. But she went and bought a strange man's family tickets from Rhode Island. Her husband, she flew them in from Rhode Island, put them up in hotels and shit. And I'm her best friend. I'm the one who went in and helped her get the money. I sat down with was it a sergeant, corporal? He was trying to deny her again. She used to come at my house and cry and lay her head down, and they denied me again. I said, girl, I'm sick of this. Next time you meet with them, you take me with you and you gonna get your money. So I said, well, sir, how did you get your, whatever? Oh, I had to go to the PTSD conference. It was 2 weeks long. I had to go here and there. I said, well, sign her up. Well, he kept hemming and hawing about who he couldn't. I said, if you can't sign her up so that she can go, what we want is a roster of everybody in her platoon and their medical records. We're going to get to the bottom of this. He got mad, stood up, bumped into me, and tried to physically fight me. Put me out of his office because I flipped over a piece of paper and I started writing the legislators. I said, I'm writing a letter to the senators and the legislators, and I'm telling them about what you're telling me right now. You're denying this lady. She is spitting up all kind of yellow and green mucus. Can't hardly walk, can't hardly breathe. She used to get 100 on her physical exams, and you're denying her. And it's not right. So he tried to get me to give him the letter. Well, give me the letter. I'll give it to him. I said, no, sir. So I left his office. Shortly after that, they approved her. And she got her lump sum. And she didn't give her best friend nothing. And she knew I was going through peril. She knew they were trying to steal my children. Lying against me, saying that I had some kind of mental illness. I was hearing voices because I was talking to my children in my womb. And she let that happen. Her sister Janice was over her money. I never go ask Janice for no money. Now, I should have, because Janice probably would have given it to me. But I just cried. My children were taken into DCF custody. I never got custody of my children again. They terminated my parental rights under Judge Well, it started under Judge Catherine G. Esrick, but it ended under a Spanish judge. I can't remember his name. The attorney that I had at the time that was forced upon me because I wanted to represent myself pro se. I was doing a great job. Barbara Twine Thomas. Terrible attorney. Do not hire her. Well, she's a judge now here in the 13th Judicial Circuit Court. My stomach doesn't hurt to talk about it anymore. My twins are now 19. But it totally destroyed our relationship. I'm going to stop talking because I'm getting ready to talk about my siblings. Those thieves. Liars. My mom left 6 pieces of property, Dorothy Jean Atkins and Arthur Atkins. And they stole them all, even though my mom's will said share equally. I should have my own house. And my brother, Mr. Milestone Construction, Dominion Roofing, that thief, stole everything. His sisters helped him, Alva and Ava. I'll cast judgment on them too. Alright, let me end this note. It's long. 11:14 a.m. December 14th, 2023, Tampa, Florida, Thursday.